All right, guys, enough is enough. I can't handle it anymore. This basement is so out of control that it's making me nuts. Look at this. The Laguna 500 thing is now like right in your face as you come down the stairs. And I really have spent absolutely no time organizing, sorting, whatever. And so it has just resulted in absolute chaos everywhere you turn. Look at this. There's just shelves with random stuff on it. But this is the Bricklick store, but behind the Bricklick store, there's random sets back here. There's just shelves and shelves of stuff. It's crazy. So I already started cleaning up the first castle, Laguna 500. So I do actually have some space here, which used to be the Laguna 500. And as I was cleaning it, I realized I should probably be documenting this because it's time for a major change here. It's just like, this basement's unacceptable. So we're gonna focus primarily on two things. We're gonna try to rebuild some of the city and, add to it there. We're gonna run the Bricklick store. And, as a part of building the city, we're just gonna get reorganized. So one thing I was working on already today is if we go back into this corner, this is where I used to rebuild lots of figs to get ready for whatnot shows and things like that. And honestly, I'm just done rebuilding figs. I just don't want to do it anymore. So my primary focus is going to be on selling parts of figs moving forward, which means I need to use this area more effectively. So I've got a new plan on how I want to attack this. We can talk about that in a future video, but this is getting rearranged. This right here will still be sort of the whatnot studio. I won't be selling a lot of full figs moving forward, but we'll still do parts of figs and, fun stuff on whatnot for sure. But it will just be a lot less full figs. And then this area is going to become the start of the city, but I really got to think about how I want to do this. I think the first thing I would like to do is go back to one of my original builds here. I think I would like to work on the Ewok village some more. And then I would like to expand it because we always talked about having two warring worlds, the Ewok village Endor world and the Islanders world on the other side of the lake. So I think that's going to be the first place we start working on this city. But the Bricklick store is going to fund this project. There has to be time put into getting reorganized and resorted. And then it has to be time for, building the fun Endor and Islander experience. So those are the three things moving forward. I'm going to start sorting a little bit now and just kind of, the in-between kind of organization stage. And then I'll update you a little bit more about what that's going to look like. Okay, I'm not pretending that this is better, but it's kind of more manageable. This is something that I have created that is going to be literally hundreds of hours to fix and build. So it is what it is. But here's the general idea. This has always been the parts sorted area and therefore the building area. So I kind of cleaned this up. We have a table where we can build and, potentially sort at. And this is going to get rethought on how it's sorted. But for the time being, at least it's like walkable. All of the parts and all of the chaos are not going to get sorted in one day. Probably not even a week or a month, just like hundreds of hours. So we've got to have like a holding tank for all these parts and things until we can get to them. So this is one of the holding tanks here. This whole kind of corner has just got so much. But until we can really address all the sorting, that's one of the holding tanks. Another one of the holding tanks is going to be over here. Hopefully this holding tank won't be here very long. You can see I've already cleared some of it out, but there is some of it here. This used to be my sorting table until I got really distracted by Lagona. We'll probably bring that back. So I'll need to clear this off, and this can be like the official sorting table. But then we have yet another holding tank. I hate to say it, but the unfinished part of the basement just has so much. It's completely out of control. Everywhere you turn, there's piles and piles of Lego that we just keep sticking to the side because I don't want to deal with it. But like I said, enough is enough. I got to deal with it. And so we're going to deal with it. I'm going to deal with it slowly, but I'm going to deal with it. If you are interested in following along on this adventure of mostly building a city from scratch, I have a huge basement. And I once had a big city here, but decided to go in a different direction for a while. And I don't want to say I regret it, but it's time to bring a city back. We're going to do it slowly while we sort things. And the whole project hopefully is going to be funded by Bricklink and whatnot. So that will, be encouraging as Bricklink and whatnot sales come in. I'll be able to purchase things. And if sales are slow, we're just going to sort and use parts that we have. We'll bring back the amusement park. We will bring back the Halloween area. And we'll bring back, the Ewok village with the Islanders. And someday we'll get to the modulars and everything else. But I would love to have you guys come along for this adventure on YouTube. So feel free, if this is your first video, to hit that subscribe button. I'm going to put out as much content as I can on how I run my Bricklink store, maybe tips on the Bricklink store, building a city, and just everything else Lego that is my life. So this feels like a huge project. It's overwhelming. Hopefully I can, make little bits of progress at a time and see this thing come together, even if it's slowly. Oh gosh. We got to put back together the CMF wall too. The stands for Lagona were all full of CMF figs, so that's yet another project that will take hours and hours. But we're going to make it happen, hopefully. So thanks for being here, guys. We'll see you next time on the Brick Scavenger channel.